Good morning, friends and fellow traders. This is Doug Campbell with Right Way Options, coming to you with a morning market preparation video for July 9th, 2018. So we finally had a little bit of a bullish move, a follow-through day on Friday. That was a nice relief. And you can see we've got a few things that have changed here. And this morning we're gapping up as well. So let's take a look here. If you notice, we had this bullish candle right here, followed by this bullish candle. And if you look back, you'll have to go all the way back to right here, since we have seen a bullish candle follow through. So we've gone nearly a month for that. Now, if you remember when this started to break down, I made note that this would take weeks, if not months, to correct itself. Well, we are now a month into this, and we are finally starting to see a little bit of correction or restoration, fixing of some of this technical damage. Downtrend has now been broken. Okay, but we do have several levels of resistance above that we have to pay attention to. First, we have our level right here in the Dow. Now that level happens to be, unfortunately, right where we would expect to see a little bit of trouble. If we take a look at the moving averages here, right there happens to be that 50-day moving average. Notice that the 20-day moving average has come down. The 34 EMA is right there. We have a level of resistance here that is fairly substantial, and you can see we're gapping directly into that level of resistance this morning. So we're going to want to watch that really carefully. Remember, it's that level of resistance that we need to poke our head through and actually prove that the bulls are strong enough to break it out. A failure there obviously could be not good for the market. We don't want to see that failure there. And what makes me think that maybe we have a pretty good chance of breaking out is seeing the strength that we're witnessing in the SPY. Let's take a look at the SPY. The SPY actually had that follow through day there as well. That was nice to see. And if we take a look right here, we did eventually held on to the 50-day moving average. We broke below it, but we've held it. We also broke above this resistance area right here, and that resistance area is obviously really important to see that we have broken back above. Let's keep in mind we could be rallying right into that downtrend, or excuse me, that uptrend line to test it as resistance. We also have resistance levels in price just above, right through here. Just a second, I need to grab my arrow. Right through here, there's resistance levels, and we happen to be gapping right into that resistance level. So let's watch that closely as we gap up. We don't want to repeat the same mistakes that we did last week, and that would be chasing into a gap up open at resistance, and you can see how that played out down here. And folks that chased in just got clobbered on those moves. So be real careful. Make sure you watch that morning gap. Wait to see proof that buyers are actually stepping in to support that price before jumping headlong into it, because we still have the risk of potential whipsaws. Let's take a look at the Qs. Now the Qs also showing some strength there. The Qs breaking through this level of resistance right here. It's pretty key. Popping through there, and that's also a price resistance level, and you can see we're gapping up slightly this morning. So the strength in the Qs, the strength in the SPY, and also the strength in IWM gives me a little bit of, well, that warm and fuzzy that the bulls may actually be gaining a little foothold here, and we may be seeing a little bit of strength. But let's also not forget to remember that once we break through a level like this, we break through a level, That's not support until it's been tested as support. So don't be surprised to see gap up open like this, pull back, test support, and then we'll look for those buyers to step in. Support must be tested and proved that it's actually support. Let's take a quick look at the VIX. The VIX moved down nicely on Friday, really confirming that this support level right here has now failed as support and is serving as resistance. So nice confirmation there. Any rally back up, we'd want to watch this level right here for that potential failure back down. So right now, fear is not really a big concern here in the market. The VIX pulling back, there's not a lot of fear here in the market. That gives us the ability to, those of us that are option traders, really good option prices, and just a little bit of confidence. Those bulls are kind of stepping up and stepping in. Let's take a look at T21.22. Right here, T21.22 is the place that is giving me just a little bit of caution. A little bit of caution. I want you to notice how reliable this is. You can take this back. This is as far as I can go back on a daily. I could take that back on a weekly. I could take that back on a monthly. I want you to notice how reliable this is once we reach this upper range, that we typically find some kind of a pullback. So bearish reversal zone, that zone up here. Now, that doesn't mean that we can't stay up here, but this gives me just a little bit of caution to be careful not to chase this move today, because we could see some sellers come in, some profit taking coming into place. Doesn't mean we have to fall all the way back down. Just a little bit of rest or even a consolidation could be possible. Let's keep in mind we have earnings starting to, third quarter earnings will be kicking off this week. And a little bit of rest or a little bit of consolidation would really not be all that odd, considering earnings coming forward. So watch this gap this morning. Be really careful about chasing into it. Let's take a quick look here at the economic calendar. There's really nothing on the calendar today that you would expect to move the market around. We have a Fed speaker. We have 3 bond auctions and 2 lesser reports that would not be expected to move the market. TD Ameritrade, IMX, and the consumer credit. Those are certainly nothing that are likely to change the market this morning. And then we only had 9 companies reporting earnings today. I think Healy has that reported? I'm not seeing signals that it has reported, but Healy is one of those that are reported this morning and probably the most notable today. So you want to keep an eye maybe on there, but I don't expect a whole lot of anything in the earnings or anything on the calendar that's going to move this market or change this market this morning from the open. So right now we look at this market and we're seeing about a 100-point gap open. Just realize that we're gapping into resistance and that we are not out of the woods yet. There may be a little bit of work to do here as we continue to repair the technical damage that we created here last month. So let's keep an eye on it and watch closely. Third quarter earnings are going to probably help us out here a little bit, and at least it will give the market something a little bit more to focus on than trade war jitters. We'll have some earnings to respond or react to. So with that, everyone, hey, I want to wish you all a fantastic day. I want to wish you great profits. If this is the first time you've seen these videos, please do me a favor. Click on the subscribe button on YouTube, the follow me button on Facebook, click those thumbs up buttons and drop a comment. I do appreciate that. And I do try to respond to as many of those as possible. Also, Please feel free to share this video with any friends or family that you might think could benefit from this information. Remember, the purpose of these videos is not to tell you that there's a direction in the market or to give you a free trade or anything like that. The purpose of these videos is to give you that unbiased look at the price action of these indexes and what could be possible. I'm not trying to predict one way or the other. So if you find that useful, please do subscribe. Everyone, have an awesome day. I wish you great profits. We'll talk to you all very soon, bright and early Tuesday morning. Have a good one.